So today's shenanigans, okay, this honestly I was real hesitant to even do this video, to be completely honest. I was in my vault and I realized that there was a bunch of catalysts for a bunch of guns that I didn't even realize had catalysts. Like, first of all, when the heck did Wrist Runner get a catalyst? Okay, Wrist Runner, Yotun, and the one I'm gonna be showcasing in this video, Prometheus Lens. I don't ever remember this thing getting incandescent, let alone a catalyst, bro. I don't know when this happened. I don't know what rock I was under, and it wasn't recent. That's the worst part. Like, none of these were recent at all. Like, I'm gonna keep it a $150 with y'all. Like, so when it comes to like engagements and meta, they're definitely very off meta. Okay, there is like that. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You got bows, you got SMGs, you got grenade launchers, fusion rifles, and then way over in Narnia, you got trace rifles. Yeah. But overall, there's nothing super fancy going on with Prometheus Lens. It's a trace rifle, and the catalyst, basically, whenever you get a kill, it gives, it's like incandescent, so everyone goes boom around it. And I'm probably gonna end up going on a catalyst freaking frenzy, because there's so many catalysts that exist that I do not have at all. Don't get me wrong, like, okay, see right there, the gun isn't bad. It's just you got, you know, SMGs that exist and hand cannons that exist. Yeah, keep in mind, though, it also is a special ammo slot, you know, gun also. So I am kind of limited by how much ammo I have in my reserve. So there's that. Bro, I'm telling y'all, this is a viable option, bro. This is viable. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a guy right there. Look at that. Caliban's hand being clutch. And you can really, like, catch people off guard with this, too. If you catch them off guard, the flinch, like, trying to counteract the flinch is very, oh, Lord. Bye-bye. We'll see you later. What? On what planet does a golden gun hit somebody in their face and it doesn't take them out? What do you mean? Sir, you're not, look, man, I'm the one doing the video here, okay? You're not gonna sit here and now, okay, now everyone sits there and has a trace rifle out now, okay? And now everyone wants to pull out trace rifles. No one had a trace rifle until Fanta came up in here. But I have this guy, and he kind of willfully tells his personal business without me, well, it's very unwarranted, I'll say that. Why is there more? Why did two people spawn right there? What am I? This dude was like born in like the freaking 50s or something like that. So I'm just gonna preference this whole like situation just based off that. We are dealing with somebody in a completely different generation. Okay, are you done with your sunshot, sir? And you still lost anyway, doing all that meat right now. Let me finish my commentary, god dang it. Bro, this man was telling me how him and his like bros used to sit there and get down back in the day on water beds. Like, he brought this girl over to his house one day and they sat there and were getting down on the water bed. And I was just like, good lord. Hey, look, I'm not knocking no one's kink, you know what I'm saying? Some people, everyone has like their own thing that they like doing, and that's perfectly fine. That is your business, you know. Do I need to know? Not necessarily, but hey, it is your business to know, and that's perfectly fine. And sat there and said he would use vegetable oil, not baby oil, vegetable oil. He said vegetable oil has a stronger consistency than baby oil. Now, why he felt the need that he had to test that theory, I have absolutely no idea. Now, I just want y'all to, I want you guys just to imagine, okay, you know, you finna get down to business or whatever, and your freaking girl or your boyfriend, whatever the case would be, they decide that they want to bust out some goddamn vegetable oil from your kitchen, okay? You're trying to cook one day, and you can't cook. Wanna know why? Because they sat there and used up your whole... I'm out this lobby, bro. Now, what y'all are supposed to do with that information, I have no idea. But he sat there and volunteered it for everybody in the room to hear, so yeah. Especially when I used to do customer service, these patients would sit there and tell me their entire business, and I really, and when I talk about business, I'm not talking about like, hey, they would tell me how many dogs, how many cats, about their little family, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm talking like they telling me stuff that you should take to the grave. There are some things they tell me, I don't care if Darth Vader is in my face, he's not getting that information out of me, okay, at any point. There's not a single universe where half the things they are telling me is getting out. We live in a society where people people are just way too comfortable with sharing everything. I had a male patient one time. Okay, this was back when I did like customer service and I interacted with like people on a regular basis. I had a patient that was going to urology. Okay, we had to transport him upstairs. We took him to urology and he did, you know, he did his appointment or whatever. Did we get on the elevator? I don't know what the doctor did. I don't know what the urologist did. I don't know what was going on. This man was over here talking about, so, hey man, I haven't been able to have an erection in 10 years and the doctor finally fixed it. I can finally get him again. Why did I need to know that? And then he's gonna sit there and talk about what he's gonna do when he gets back home and whatever. Like he got plans now. So I'm finna have me some fun this weekend. Like if you don't go sit your old tail down and go play some bingo or something. Okay, this man, I would have the perfect flank, and this man would sit there, go out his way, and just throw a stupid ice wall in front of me. Hold that. Okay, they sat there and blew it up. All right, no, that didn't pan out at all. I'm not even gonna go into what the female patients be saying to me. The female patients at my job, especially the older ones, it's never the younger ones I have an issue with when I did customer service. It was always the older ones. I don't know if they just hit a certain age and they're just like, they don't care or something, or they just feel like anything they say won't be used against them. I don't know. I literally had this one female patient. We were doing like a Hoyer lift on her. Basically, it's like this little contraption that you use to lift, like, you know, people who are like immobile or too heavy, whatever the case may be. It's just used like to help get people onto like a bed or whatever, you know, they're trying to get onto. I literally had a patient sit there and tell me she would freaking ride me backwards. All right, she would F me backwards. That's what she said to me. All right, that is like the most, you know, PG way I can say that. I can't even say I was flattered, bro. Like, you know, you ever get like a compliment from somebody and it's like, you know, it's flattering, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know, that's a good compliment. I wasn't flattered at all. I was extremely uncomfortable because we were in the middle of trying to get her onto like this like little gurney little thing, and she was just letting loose. Okay, she was just letting loose. And the secondhand embarrassment by the other 5 people in the room that were, you know, assisting with trying to help her get onto the bed. Oh my lord. Like, if you want to say I'm like, you know, I look like, you know, attractive or something, just say that. Like, that's all you have to say. Hey, I think you're a handsome young man. Not, hey, I want to F you backwards. And you're older than my grandmother. I'm not trying to have that picture in my head. Ma'am, you are in a gown that freaking half naked. Ain't nobody trying to have that picture in their head, bro. Did a little bit better at that match, 3.2. Not bad. I think the worst one I've had, though, like, don't get me wrong, like, telling someone, hey, I want to F you backwards, that is very wild. Okay, let's just go ahead and, like, let's just put that out there. That is a very wild thing to say to somebody, all right? But, you know, I've had, I remember there was this one patient I had. This man, we were on an elevator, and I was escorting him, because he was in, like, this, like, little, I think he was in, like, a wheelchair or something. I don't think he was in a gurney, but he was in, like, a wheelchair of some sort. This man sat there and said, hey, would you be mad if I smacked your butt, kind of like how they do in sports? I looked at this dude. I was just like, you know, there was a couple things. Look, sometimes I have to kind of like, I have a that's so Raven moment, you know? Looking like Doctor Strange whenever I'm looking at all the possible freaking outcomes that could happen if I were to do something. You know, what if my responses was going to be, what, do you want to die today? But obviously, you know, clearly I didn't say that. You know, I would never say that. Never. I would never say that. I mean, don't get me wrong, not all old people are like that. For the most part, those were like a very, and I mean a very small minority that sat there and like talk crazy like that. Most of them just be minding their business, for real. Military veterans are always like some like the coolest like patients I ever took care of, for real. Some of them were a little bit on edge, but the ones that were kind of like chill, laid back, their mind and like, you know, their mental state was like, you know, still like all stable and whatever. They're very enjoyable people. Oh heck no, I got you, cut. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, cuz we taking all these fools out, man. I remember I got a call from a nurse saying that they need assistance trying to get a patient off a bed, right? So I'm just like, okay, this is easy. I go upstairs. Tell me why when I walk into the room, the patient is like, okay, so imagine like, okay, you got a bed and then you kind of got like the little step legs that you take to get onto the bed. This dude was like 6'6'2" maybe, and I'm talking like big, and he's on the edge of the stinking like little step part of the bed. The bed is slowly kind of rising up and whatever, and then I'm looking at not the patient, I'm looking at the nurse. The nurse is like 4 foot, okay? She like 4'11", 5 foot. I mean, we're talking about like small right here. She's over here like, I'm gonna catch you, like, don't worry, I'm gonna catch you. Oh, me and my coworker, we sprinted in there, right, trying to catch the dude. So like, we ended up kind of like, stopping most of his momentum. But my coworker, he was on my left side. So when we were trying to kind of like stabilize the dude, I don't know if he panicked or something like that, but like he jerked to the left side aggressively, and essentially like my coworker got tackled into the wall. It was a mess. Oh my lord. Luckily nobody was hurt. No lord. And then you get like administration people who are just like, well, did you guys follow like proper protocol? Look, I can't help that this patient thought he was Michael Phelps. Okay, this man was trying to hit a swan dive off the bed. Was it a lot of funny moments going on? Absolutely. It was a lot of laughs. But yeah, I definitely like my current job way more. Yeah, not having to deal with crackheads on a normal basis, I will take that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely prefer dealing with doctors and surgeries and everything like that than dealing with crackhead people in customer service. It's just a horrible combo. That worked out. That was perfect. That was a perfect execution. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get a freaking gunpowder gamble grenade little. Hold on. Hold that. Okay, that's as close as I'm ever gonna get to one. Trace rifles, do you think they could ever be meta, and what would it need for it to be meta? Realistically though, the only way I can see that like ever happening is if they get some random behind like damage boost or something. That's the only way I can see it happening. But like I said before, the TTK isn't bad. It's comparable to auto rifles. I don't know the exact like time to kill like second per se. But I do know, like, whenever I am fighting it, whenever I'm fighting or, like, somebody are using it, it kind of feels like, similar to, if I were using, like, an auto rifle or something. Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, never say never, because we have been in metas that I never thought would happen. Like, don't get it twisted. Anything can be meta with how Desi flip-flops with this, like, little power fantasy. At the linear fusion rifle meta, you had the sidearm spam for a little bit. Sidearms are still goated, but like there was a brief period in time where like sidearms, especially the Trespasser at one point, you had the Lord of Wolves, Omni Oculus meta in Trials. That was toxic. I ain't, man. Holy, there was so many people in one little spot. Anyways, that is it for today's video, you guys. That was the Prometheus Lens, me using a trace rifle. I'm probably gonna do another trace rifle video. Probably not tomorrow. I'll probably do a different archetype gun, and then I'll come back to trace rifles. Thinking maybe something like Aegis Scepter. We actually got a couple of trace rifles I can actually pick from. Wave Splitter is kind of whatever. I mean, it's solid, but it's whatever. Aegis Scepter is pretty good. Cold Heart's kind of whatever. And Ruinous Effigy, that's another interesting one. I might actually end up doing this one next, but we'll see. I have a bunch of Callus I have to freaking grind to. Like I didn't realize Jotun had a Callus, and bruh, I'm at 9%, and it's a special freaking slot gun. So it's gonna take me a while. I finished the Wrist Runner Callus, and then I got the Borealis one, which I am nowhere close. I haven't even started, so that's gonna take me a little bit. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you check out some of my other content I have going on. There's a lot of shenanigans and goofiness that be going on here, so enjoy. Anyways, that's it for today, y'all boys. I have a lot of Callus grinding to do, so y'all enjoy y'all night, and I'll see you in the next one, man.